right, people. It's Heaven Hollywood. It is the premiere of the Raw podcast, where we just give it to you straight up. No chaser, no pass and go, no collecting $200. This is not the podcast if you want your feelings spared. This is not the podcast if you want politically correct. What's up, Ty? This is not the podcast if you want tiptoeing around. We don't do that here. Not going to be long. Not going to take up a lot of your time. It's going to be a couple of topics a day that I just want to keep it real with. I don't want to debate. I don't want to. Whatever I say it is, it is. That's just the way it's going to be with the Raw podcast. R.A.W, whatever you want to call it. Because it's just a lot of topics that I just don't feel as though people keep it real with. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my platform, and what I'm going to do is just keep it real for the few minutes that I feel like talking. And then when I'm done talking, I'm going to get up out of here and let you go on about your day. So the first thing I want to go over really quickly, because we talked about enough, is that today they will be having closing arguments in the Cardi B, Tasha K, defamation of character lawsuit. And over the past 2 weeks, I've heard a lot of different takes about this lawsuit. And I've heard a lot of different people say why they want Cardi B to win or why they want Tasha K to win. And I've heard a lot of people that try to make this what it is not. So again, it's the R.A.W. podcast. We're just going to keep it funky. 100%. This is not about a black woman versus a Latina woman. This is not about a Latina woman trying to silence the black blog. This is not about a Latina woman who dislikes black women. I see a lot of people that try to make it as though, this is about the black woman having a voice. When myself personally, if I'm going to listen and take a side and root for a certain side, I'm going to root for the side that is right. If that side happens to be a white person and the side that is wrong happens to be a black person, I'm not going to root for the black person just because they're black. We don't do that over here. So you can go ahead with your fake pro-black BS, because that's what it is. Because if you really want to root for your brother or sister, you'll make sure you tell them what's right and tell them when they are wrong. So it has nothing to do. I don't give a darn what color Cardi B is. What Tasha K did was wrong. Period. If Cardi B had been black, and this was two black women, what Tasha K did was Wrong. So I saw a lot of people saying, well, even if Tasha K wins, it's still going to have a big impact. No, it isn't. Let's just keep it 100. How is it going to have an impact if Tasha K wins? You still have people. Have you been to her page? She just celebrated 1 million subscribers. You go to her page right now. Guess how many subscribers she has? She still has 1 million. She still has 1 million. So she's been exposed over the last 2 weeks about everything that she's done, about lying to her subscribers, about lying in court, about trying to throw her husband under the bus, about betraying Lovely T, who seemed to be a good friend. Another black woman did her dirty. Another black woman, Lovely T. All of that stuff got us. Well, she recorded her without telling her. She did things to her so-called friends. She exposed her medical records when that's supposed to be her friend. She recorded her without telling her when that's supposed to be her friend. She tore her down and cursed her out and called her names and made fun of the way she looked and made fun of her hair and made fun of her. And this is another black woman. So we can just end all that black woman stuff. If you are a black woman, you have to look at yourself and say, do you want Tasha K representing you as a black woman? Do you want Tasha K representing you just because she's black? Is that how you want black women portrayed, as loud, obnoxious? Haven't black women been stereotyped as loud and toxic long enough? Do you still just want to be loud and toxic just because she's black? She should not. Any black woman that is proud to be a black woman, being black is more than just complexion. It's more than just complexion. It's more than just complexion. When she goes on those white podcasts, you ever see her when she's a special guest on the white podcast? She goes, oh, hey, how you guys doing out there? She has her hair all done up and she's all dressed up and she's not talking about her big breasts, and she's sitting there trying to impress those white folks. But when she's going on live with black people, she doesn't show her face. She doesn't go on podcasts or shows that have white hosts and then don't show her face. She's gonna, so she shows her face to the white people, but to her people, she's just going to. She don't care whether her face is showing. She don't care whether her hair is done. She's cursing every other word. Go back and look and check her out. Go check her out. Look at the difference. And I'm only here to talk about this particular case. If you've been following this particular case, just say to yourself, you are on a job. You're on a job. And there's somebody on your job running around starting rumors about you that are not true. And you approach that person and say, hey, I heard you started a rumor about me. I heard you've been saying that I've been sleeping with so-and-so. I'm just here to tell you that's not true. So I would appreciate it if you stop saying that. That's not true. And if the person, how would you feel if the person told you, oh, I know it's not true, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm going to continue to say it. Would you ignore it? Would you ignore it? It doesn't do anything. A lot of YouTubers want her to win because they want, because a lot of them want to take the path that she took. A lot of YouTubers, if you ever noticed, they like to sit up and lie and make up tea and say that this is true and this is factual when it's really not. So if they see that Tasha K got sued and loses, that has to put them on, oh man, now I got to be careful what I say because I might catch the celebrity on the right day and he might sue me. And my pockets ain't as deep as Tasha K's. I'm not going to be able to continue no lawsuit. So that's why a lot of bloggers want Tasha K to win. Me, I don't lie. So it's not going to affect me. Matter of fact, I kind of want Cardi B to win. So maybe some of these bloggers will stop running around here with these BS lies that they call tea. But someone said, oh, even if she wins, there's going to be a lesson learned. What? I totally disagree. Mr. Dennis Byron, I have a lot of respect for Dennis. Mr. Byron, whichever you want to call it, I have a lot of respect for you. But you said something to me that didn't make a lot of sense. Brother, you said, even if she wins, she's been exposed. She's been exposed to what? I'll say it again. Have you seen her page? She had 1 million subscribers when she started the trial. She's got 1 million subscribers now. So if she doesn't have to pay, if she doesn't lose and have to pay anything to Cardi B, she's not going to learn anything. She's not going to be exposed. She's going to go right back to doing her show, and the people are going to go right back to supporting her. So I totally agree with Dennis, totally disagree with Dennis. Cardi B needs to win this in order for Tasha K and other bloggers to say, you know what? I'm going to think twice about starting a lie now because I might get that one celebrity that says Cardi B sued for defamation and she won. Damn it, I'm a sue. Then you get some of these bootleg, like I call them microwave millionaires, fake journalists. You'll get them to maybe stop and think twice about maybe I better not say that because Cardi sued and won. And if somebody sues me, that person may not have the pocket that Tasha K has to pay these lawyers. So that's my take on that. I don't care about whether she's black or not. That makes me no difference. It's team right and team wrong. Period. She's wrong. she should have to pay. Period. And trust me, she can walk around and act like it's not going to be a big hit. But you're going to tell me if you have to pay Cardi B's legal fees, which is what she would at least be responsible for, you're going to tell me after she has spent $500,000 on lawyer fees, if she has to pay Cardi B's, that's over $1 million. You're going to tell me that's not going to hurt? You can't be that foolish. Trust me, she will not. I sure wouldn't feel like no winner if I had to come up off of $1 million for somebody else. She can still have followers all she wants. Them followers ain't gonna give her back that $1 million. And that's not even talking about she's already perjured herself on the stand 4 times. That's not even saying if those lawyers say, we also want to bring up a perjury case against her. Now you're looking at something totally different. Now, not only are you looking at paying $1 million, now you might have to go to jail, you or your husband. All because you didn't want to take videos down that you knew weren't true. Does that make sense? Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Rest in peace, Pop Smoke. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. Rest in peace, King Von. And rest in peace to all the other rappers that perished, that passed away, got murdered, got killed, what have you. But this is the Raw podcast. We don't spare feelings. We don't tiptoe. We ain't politically correct. Just because, and I get tired of people talking about it. Oh, this is the GOAT. Oh, so-and-so's the GOAT because they're no longer here. But when they were here, you weren't even checking for them. So, again, this is just conversation. This is not a disrespect to anyone. This is not disrespecting someone, just like how we talk about them in conversation when they're not here. This is just conversation. Pop Smoke, it's a shame that he's not here anymore. It's tragic. I see when I start getting real, people start leaving. That's cool. If I would suggest that you leave if being real, if you don't like it. So that's a good thing. That whoever can't take it, I think it's a good idea that you leave. I had this conversation yesterday, and I thought I would bring it to my platform because, plain and simply, I'm tired of it. Stop it. It's a shame that Pop Smoke is no longer here, but we're talking straight music and rappers. He was not that good. I mean, I'm sorry to break this to people, especially people in New York who they thought we have a savior to New York rap. The dude was not that good. Let's just stop it, please. Please. He wasn't that good. Okay, rapper. Okay, rapper. He was not that guy. Nipsey Hussle, great guy. Great guy. What he did for what he was trying to do for the community is admirable. Admirable. coming from the streets, coming from a gang, and, you know, looking out for his community, trying to do for his community. Very admirable. From what I know, never met him, but from what I heard, great dude. Real good dude. A big loss, him not being here. But we're talking music. Can we stop with he's the GOAT? He was one of the 10 greatest of all time. He was Tupac. He was better than Tupac. I've heard people saying that. Just because he's gone, unfortunately, that don't make him great. Just because he's gone, that don't mean he was the GOAT. Great guy. Great guy. From what I hear. Oh, you can talk about, listen, I'm not talking about Nipsey Hussle. I'm not dissing him like 6ix9ine and showing disrespect for his death and things like that. From what I hear, I didn't know the man. From what I hear, he's a great guy. I can only judge someone if they're an artist. I'm only judging by their music. When Nipsey Hussle was alive, I never heard one record from that man. And I went and checked out one of his albums just because I liked his name and remind me of Nipsey. I was like, oh, that's cool. Nipsey Russell, who was a comedian. Oh, Nipsey Hussle, who's a rapper. So because of his name, I said, I'm going to check him out. I got halfway through his album. I was like, nah, not my cup of tea. But then when he had the unfortunate demise, I have to hear about people saying how he was better and more impactful than Tupac. Tupac. The same Tupac who kids who weren't even born when he died say he's the greatest rapper. I know a dude who was 21 years old. Tupac has been gone, 30 years? Tupac left him when? 95? He got killed in 96? We're in 2022. How long ago was that? 26 years? There's a dude 21 that says Tupac is the GOAT. Nipsey Hussle, people didn't get into Nipsey until he was unfortunately passed away. And you want to compare that guy to Tupac Shakur? When Tupac Shakur passed away, there was murals in Germany and Russia. People made murals in England, different countries where it's majority white people. People was tatting Thug Life across their chest. Everywhere. Black people were hurt, generally hurt. Young black women generally hurt because they said he was our only voice. He was the voice of the ghetto. He was the voice of black folks in music. And he could rap. So Tupac Shakur, if he was still alive, he would still be in talks for the greatest of all time. It didn't take him dying for people to say, oh, he's the GOAT. With those other rappers, they took him dying. And then people want to act like they can't tell the truth because they passed away. And frankly, I'm tired of it. Do not come around me with BS. I don't like BS. I don't do BS. If we're going to have a conversation, if you're going to talk music with me, somebody that's been following music well over 30 years, if you're going to talk music with me, then let's talk real stuff. Let's talk real stuff. Don't blow smoke up my crack. Don't come with your fake narratives. Don't bring me something that you heard on another YouTube station. We're going to talk real stuff. Was you checking for Nipsey Hussle when he was still alive? Honestly. So yes, great guy. What he did for the community was amazing. But don't tell me he was Tupac. Don't tell me he was Biggie. Don't tell me he was Jay-Z. Don't tell me he was Lil Wayne. When it came to this music thing, when it came to rapping, when it came to the impact, because now you're taking credit from them, and I'm not going to allow you to do that. Not on my platform, or not talking to me. It's not their fault that they're still living, and unfortunately, Nipsey passed away. But I'm sorry, as a music connoisseur, as someone who follows and covers the entertainment business, I'm not giving you a pass and putting you past certain people because you're no longer with us. Kevin Clark, R.A.W. podcast. We'll be coming with different topics that people want to discuss, real stuff, whether it's interracial relationships, whether it's racism. We'll do it all on here. I really don't usually like to talk politics and racism, but heck, if someone wants to actually get into that, we can get into that. Not today, but we can get into So we're not going to do on this podcast. This is for all the people. This podcast is going to be for all the people that just want to talk, just want to be real. They just want to be real. They don't want to do the narratives. They just want to be real. I'll have people coming up certain times. I'll put the link out there, let people talk, let people vent, talk about what's bugging them. You want to talk about COVID, you want to talk about the vaccine, you want to talk, whatever. We can get into it all. Not today, but we can get into it all. Because it's just too much. It's just too much cooning and buffooning going on, guys. There's a time and a place to coon. There's a time and a place to buffoon. But you got to be real at all times. Boy, Kevin Clark, R.A.W. podcast. That's it, guys. That's it. Wanted to bring the first show to you guys, and this is what is going to be similar to this. I'm just going to bring it all to you, put it all on the table, and then after I put it all on the table, I'm going to throw the link out there and let you guys talk about the topics that we have up. This is different from the Heaven Hollywood Experience. This is different from Goat Talk Podcast. It's different from the other shows that we have on the IE Network. This is going to be interactive, and you guys are going to have your chance to speak your piece. Most of the time, I don't do on my podcast on Saturday nights. It's usually just me. I don't really do the calls and stuff like that. But this podcast, we will, and we'll be talking different things. Shout out to everybody, all the heavy hitters. Shout out to all of the Jedi Council fans of my brother's show, Real Talk on Monday nights. Make sure you follow us on social media. You can follow me, Heaven Hollywood, Heaven_Hollywood_Clark. All right? R.A.W. Podcast. I'm signing out.